set my heart afire.
Welcome back to yet another tank review. This tank review is on the first Tier 9 premium tank that's in World of Tanks at the moment. It is the STRV K. Now, I'd like to inform you, you may say, but this is not the first premium tank. There is Char Future 4, there is the Concept 1 player. I'd like to state that they are not premium tanks, they are reward tanks. They do not have the same benefits as the STRV K. For instance, the STRV K has 100 bond limit to get every week. On top of that, you also get a credit bonus every game as well, just like your normal premium tier 8 tanks and other premium tanks you got there. Alright? Another thing, it is, as I already have mentioned, it is tier 9. I've noticed that you do make a bit of a profit, but honestly it's not that much of a profit. But this tank is also for the Spirit of War marathon. This marathon will go, once it decides to load, will go until the 6th of September. And it's just like any other marathon, you have to complete every stage of it to get the tank for free. But be in mind, there is 2 chapters of this, so one is actually for the tank, and then the next one will be for the lovely 3D skin that looks just honestly awesome to get. Not feature, I don't have that sadly. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get on with the review. So, STRV K, this tank has a 105mm gun, aka a 10.5cm gun. It's almost the same as the one that you get on the Centurion 7.1, the Tier 9 British medium tank. People say it is the same, but it is not the same. Sadly, I'll show you how so in a little bit. First things first, I want to go over statistics of this tank. So this tank, with just 100% crew, has 2033 DPM. Honestly, it could be a little better, but it's okay. It's got a 390 average damage. It hits for 252 on its standard rounds, which is AP, and APCR, which is premium rounds, hits for 310mm, or has 310mm penetration. Reload time is 11.51. That's a little slow, and a rate of fire of 5.21 rounds per minute. It has a 2.4 second aiming time and a 0.33 dispersion, which is honestly not too bad. I'm finding less time to aim. However, the dispersion, if you are trying to shoot long ranges, it does kind of lackluster a little bit. Shell velocity with standard rounds is 1080 meters per second, but of course you go to APCR, that will jump up to 1350 meters per second. Shell cost, like I said, it is a premium tank. It's 1015 coin per shot. Okay, so on the mobility, this thing can go up to 40 k's an hour. Reverse is, did I say 40? 40 k's an hour, 18 k's backwards, which is a little lackluster. I personally find myself putting a turbo in this, but you put your own things that you like on it. Now it's got a 670 horsepower engine, 16.37 horsepower per ton. The ground resistances, they're okay, but again, due to the power to weight ratio and everything, I do find myself putting a turbo on it just to get that into battle a little bit quicker, and also be able to, you know, deal with those flanking light tanks or faster medium tanks that could be trying to flank around you. So gun elevation is 18 degrees up and 10 degrees down on the gun depression, obviously. Okay, everything else. Oh, I love how they call it everything else. So the hull, it's got basically the Kranvang hull on it. So it's got the 90mm front, 70 side, and 37 on the rear. You can side scrape, but I honestly don't try it too much. So the turret, it's got 254 mils at the front, 88.9 on the side, and 88.9 on the rear. However, saying that, if I go here and go visual, set the size to load, this here on the top of the roof is very easy to pen, so keep in mind that there is where you'll find yourself getting penned a lot on just above the turret. But in case you recognize it, you do recognize the turret, it is the same turret, I believe it's the same turret as the Centurion 7.1. So stats, thank you. So the health, it's got 1850. What else? Oh, the view range, it's got a 400-meter view range. And well, I haven't really been set on fire that much in the tank, but a 15% chance of fire. Alright, well, that is the statistics of the tank. Let's go to a comparison. Oh, that one. Okay, so I am comparing it with the Centurion 7.1. Yes, it is a medium tank, but it is basically the closest tank I believe that I can compare it to, especially when the guns are somewhat similar, but they're not the same. In the hull, well, we've got the Kranvang hull and Centurion 7.1 turrets, so anyway. So as I said, 2033 in the STRV, Centurion 7.1 beats it with just 100% crew. So that's kind of where I'm finding this thing lackluster for a heavy tank. This is like, I need that DPM to punch through those walls. And the penetration of it is a little bit worse than the 7.1. The 7.1 has a pretty good penetration, apart from when it's actually loading the Hesh. The Hesh has 210, but we all know what Hesh does, right? Same damage, rate of fire. The Centurion 7.1 beats on the rate of fire of 5.59 rounds a second with the reload time of 10 seconds, or 10.74. Shell velocity, yes, the Centurion beats the STRV for the shell velocity, but just also remember the Centurion is firing APCR as standard, so that is why that is a little faster. However, if we do change that to APCR, shell velocity is still not as good, but it is faster. Right, next thing, aim time. Centurion 7.1 again is on top with the aim time with 2.21, but it's not that much better. 2.4 is still okay. Dispersion 3.1, 0.31 compared to the STRV, which is 0.33. Again, it's not much difference, but I will agree that 0.02 does make a bit of a difference. Okay, so the mobility. Centurion, it is a medium, so I give it some, you know, benefits, I guess. Not benefits, but you know the word I'm talking about. So 40 k's forward, 50 k's forward on the Centurion. Ground resistances, that's kind of what I was saying before about the ground resistances. It's not great. It's very hard to get to that top speed unless you have the turbo. Reverse speed is 18 k's, but the Centurion does go 20 backwards. The armor. So, what amuses me is, yeah, as I went before, the 90, 70, 37 on the STRV, with the Centurion being a medium, so to speak. It's got 127 on the hull, 50 on the side, and 31 on the rear. So you can't really side scrape, but having that extra armor at the front does actually make it a little bit stronger. Like, pull off some extra shot bounces and stuff like that. As I mentioned also, it's got the same turret, so it's going to have the same statistics on the turret. And including the turret shape. So there's both the Centurion and the STRV. You have to be careful of that lip that I have showed you before. And also, as I mentioned, it is a premium tank, so it does have the cheaper shell cost compared to the Centurion. Also, this is another thing that amuses me, is it's got the same turret, but there's 10 meters difference on the view range, which does kind of disappoint me, to be completely honest with you. Alright, so if we go back to the live visual, so if we're using it, I'm still getting used to this, so if we're still using the gun depression, move that down, that little lip does become harder to see. See hit, it is an instant ricochet, but of course if you're loading heat, you're just going to go straight through that. I'm finding also these cheeks here on the side is easy pen, so if you've got over like 250, just aim to the left or to the right of the gun mantlet, and you should be able to go through pretty easily. That's basically it on the tank review. I want to actually show you some gameplay. It is not an ace tanker, but it is probably the best game that I've done in it so far. I am actually really am kind of struggling with it, to be completely honest with you. And I'll see you on the statistics of that game. I will not be doing commentary on the replay. Okay, welcome back. What do you think? Yeah, once I saw these results, I'm sure you're looking at it right now. It's just like, what? It's only a second class for that? So yeah, second class bruiser, fire for effect, 120,000 credits and 1800 experience, 7 bronze, and I did get a high caliber. For the 4,330 damage I did it with the 1,031 base experience. Makes me wonder what the hell is people doing in this tank. So if we go to the detailed report, I did 515, 11 hit, 11 pens. I did say something about the premium, the penetration, but you know, as you saw there, I had easy shots. A little bit of that was at range. I blocked a little bit, only 200. Didn't really use my armor that much in that game. But as I mentioned before, with the cheap shell rounds, I make a lovely 100,000 credit profit at tier 9. That is my tank review slash gameplay of this tank. I would like to thank you for watching, and also make sure that you do subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and also please give me some feedback on my reviews and my videos. I really do appreciate the feedback. It helps me learn all that stuff. I also do have links down below of my Twitch channel, and I will be also adding a Discord channel where you'll be finding me as well. Alright, again, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you on the next video.